APSCC 2025. I'm Annie Wan, your MC for the day. It's a joy to see this room full of friends and first-time faces across the world. And for APSCC's first ever Taipei edition, let me say it properly. Welcome to Taiwan. This year's theme, New Tools and New Rules, How AI and Sovereignty Impact the Asia-Pacific Space Ecosystem, reflects our moment. Technology is accelerating rapidly while rules work to catch up. In the Asia-Pacific, space leadership is shaped not only by innovation, but by digital sovereignty, national capability, supply chain security, and the impact of AI from manufacturing to operations. Over the next 3 days, we'll explore both the opportunities and the responsibilities of that shift. We've also curated networking moments to help you meet peers and future partners, starting with the APSCC Awards Ceremony and Gala Dinner tonight, generously sponsored by Arianespace. Before we begin, a huge thank you to those who made it possible. Our presenting sponsor is Ubicon. We are also grateful for the support of APT Satellite, Arianespace, Astranis, Afterscale, Chonghua Telecom, Contact Space Group, Eutelsat, GMV, Hughes, Kratos, KTSat, Marsh, Miasat, NT, SES, Sky Perfect JSat, SC Engineering iDirect, Taicom, TMOI Tech, the Department of Information and Tourism of the Taipei City Government, and the Institute of Information Industry in Taiwan, III. So, before we begin, just a few quick housekeeping items. You can arrange one-on-one meetings through the APSCC 2025 Engagement Hub platform, which you might already access through your mobile. If you haven't logged in yet, just scan a QR code in your printed program. If you need help logging in, click Trouble logging in on the platform homepage. We're using Slido for Q&A, so if you have any questions regarding the panel, simply scan the QR code on screen or go to slido.com and enter the event code APSCC25. And with that, we are ready to get started. To officially open the conference, I would like to welcome the president of APSCC, Terry Bleakley, for our official welcome address. Welcome to the stage, Terry.
Thanks, Andy. Isn't it great we've got such young talent coming through in the space industry? Andy's been a really important member of the program committee. She's been on calls at 11 p.m. in Taiwan, helping shape the program for the next day. So thanks, Andy, for taking on the MC role. I want to first thank Mark Rigoli, who lent me his glasses, the CEO of ABS, because I forgot my glasses and I won't be able to read my speech. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks, Mark, and I hope they suit me. This is the first time we've held our conference in our 32-year history in Taiwan. So that's fantastic. And I feel so welcome in Taiwan. And it got me to thinking, why do I feel so at home here? So let me start off by telling you a little story about why I think I feel so welcome. Our work at APSCC kicked off yesterday. We had a delegation of over 20 people from representing APSCC meet 3 government departments. And that was kindly organised by Ubicon. So thanks Leo, Chairman of Ubicon, the 2 Pauls, and Vivian from III. So it was a great day. And I hope I get these acronyms right, but we started off visiting the IDA, part of the MOEA, and we were warmly greeted by Pei Li Chen and her team, who will be doing an address after me, who's the Deputy General of the IDA. And we had a fantastic exchange and was provided a bottle of whiskey at the end, so that was even better. Taiwanese single malt whiskey, by the way, which I've been told I have to share with the whole APSCC team. So after visiting the IDA, we then went to the ADI, which is part of the MODA. And we had a really interesting exchange of information at the ADI. We then visited the Grand Hotel. We ate at the Golden Dragon, and we had a history of Taiwan. We visited some secret tunnels, which are not so secret anymore. And then we rounded off the day with a visit to Chongwon Telecom, which is doing some pretty interesting things with multi-orbit at the moment. I learned many things about Taiwan and its history, and the revival and interest in the space sector, which has been led really by the president who was recently elected. But I learned one thing I didn't realize, that Taiwanese people love baseball. And I mean love baseball. And I thought, is that the common link between me and Taiwan? And it's not, because I'm not a big fan of baseball. I know a little bit about baseball, but that wasn't the common thread. But it got me to thinking about sport, right? And I do like sport. And I am from New Zealand, and our famous claim to fame is a team called the All Blacks, which is a rugby team. And I don't know, has anyone ever heard of the All Blacks here? So maybe a small portion of you have heard of the All Blacks. And I was in a good mood on Monday, and I'm in a good mood today, but I was in an especially good mood on Monday, just as Leo was from Ubicon, because his team had won the World Series, which is played in North America. It's not really representing the world, but won the World Series on Sunday, and my team, the All Blacks, had played in Chicago at Soldier Stadium and had beaten Ireland. So I was in a good mood because of that. And I don't know, of those of you who have ever seen the All Blacks, they do a thing called a haka at the start of a match. So does anyone know what a haka is? A few people? Show you a haka? I've done this before, but I had to take my clothes off because quite often they do it without their tops on. But a haka is a traditional Maori war dance, right? And the Maori people are the indigenous people of New Zealand. So the one they do at the start of the All Black match is by a famous general called Te Rapraha in New Zealand. And it goes something like, they start off like this. So anyway, that's kind of like how they do the haka. I should have carried on. It's a war dance, and those words are to kill, to die, to die. Those are the first sort of string of words. And then I got to thinking, so let's research a little bit into the Maori people, the traditional people of New Zealand, where I come from, right? And what did I find out, thanks to the internet? The ancestors of the Maori people originate from Taiwan. Genetic, linguistic, and archaeological evidence show that Maori people are part of a larger Polynesian group known as the Austronesians, who first lived in Taiwan 5,000 years ago. So that, my friends, is why I feel so at home at Taiwan, because my people originated from here. That's a true story. Look it up. So I distract. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces, if I can look over these glasses, joining the conference, and also so many unfamiliar faces. We're all about expanding APSCC, and seeing unfamiliar faces make me happy. Taiwan feels especially fitting, a place known for innovation, precision manufacturing, and forward thinking, and that energy matches our industry's own momentum. Our theme this year, as Andy pointed out, is new tools and new rules, how AI and sovereignty impact the Asia-Pacific space ecosystem, and it could not be more timely. Artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept in space. It's already shaping mission design, predictive maintenance, ground operations, and even business models. Meanwhile, the question of sovereignty, how nations secure their space assets, their data, their decision-making, their independence, is increasingly defining regional policies and investment priorities. These two forces, AI and sovereignty, are rewriting the rule book for how we collaborate, compete, and create value in space. Our challenge as a community is to understand how we use these new tools and new rules and how they can coexist responsibly, sustainably, and inclusively so that space remains open for innovation and cooperation. And that brings me once more to the host nation, Taiwan, a truly inspiring example of a country stepping confidently into the global space economy. Taiwan's world-class strengths in semiconductors, electronics, and precision engineering have long powered the ICT revolution, and now they're powering the next great leap into the satellite supply chain. From Ubicon's advanced mobility and ground system solutions, to TASS's growing capabilities in satellite design and manufacturing, to the Institute for Information Industry and ITR's deep R&D experience, Taiwan is building the foundations of a competitive and sovereign space sector that will serve both regional and international markets. As you'll hear in today's Taiwan Focus panel, these capabilities are not only contributing components, but are enabling the kind of integrated ecosystem that makes the entire region stronger. At APSCC, we are evolving also. As many of you know, we changed our name last year, and it now stands for the Asia-Pacific Space Community Council, a reflection of how far we've come since our beginnings focused solely on satellite communications. Our mission is to serve as the voice of the entire space value chain, from manufacturing and launch to ground infrastructure, data analytics, AI, and downstream applications. But one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to building bridges. We believe collaboration across borders and disciplines are essential if we're to meet the challenges ahead, from ensuring orbital sustainability to navigating new AI-driven risks to balancing national priorities with global cooperation. Before we begin, I'd like to express my deep gratitude for those who made this year's conference possible. Firstly, the program committee was spanned across the US, Europe, and Asia, and quite often people are on calls at midnight or 7 a.m. at the morning, and led by Patrick French, who's led the program committee for the last, I don't know how many years, but he's carved out another great program. So a big thank you to Patrick and the program committee. To our Korean secretariat, we have 4 people who work full-time for APSCC based in Korea, and Anna, Sarah, Chloe, and Inho. Thank you so much for making this event possible. To our local partners, especially Ubicom and the Institute for Information Industry, for their generous support, warm hospitality, and tireless efforts in bringing APSCC to Taipei for the first time. And finally, to all our sponsors, speakers, moderators, and delegates, your engagement is what gives this community its strength and purpose. Over the next 3 days, we'll discuss not only technology, but also trust. We'll talk about sovereignty, but also shared responsibility. And we'll see how AI, when guided for human insight, can become one of the most powerful tools for sustainable progress in space. And we can use our imagination. I am a big believer that space may save humanity. We're already sending satellites and probes to meteors between Mars and Jupiter to look for minerals that will help us build our future economies without raping the Earth we sit on. Helium-3, is it really in abundance on the moon? And will it power our next energy revolution using nuclear fusion? Well, our sector will really find out if that is possible. Together, let's make APSCC 2025 a defining moment, one that celebrates innovation, collaboration, and the unique leadership of the Asia-Pacific space community. Thank you all, and welcome to Taiwan.